you're going to the show, kid. Like, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, damn. Like, I was just speechless. Like, I want to be a Hall of Famer. It's not just, making it to the big leagues. And, I want to be the best reliever, closer, start, whatever it is. Like, I want to be the best at it.
Welcome back to the AOP podcast. My name is Art Salazar. I'm the CEO of AOP.
My name is Fred. You know me already. I'm the pitching performance coordinator of AOP.
And today we have special guest Victor Vodnik, the Colorado Rockies, joining us.
Yep.
Thanks
what's up? Yeah.
Thanks for being here, bro.
Yeah, happy to be part of the AOP podcast. Let's go.
Yeah, and the AOP family. So Let's get into a little bit about your journey up to this point. So you and I, before Fred came, started working together in 2022. We had met before. You came to throw a couple times, just bullpens on the technology, but you were doing everything on your own, right?
Yeah.
For the most part. And then in 2022, that was your rule. Was that your Rule 5 year?
20. Yeah.
Yeah. So you were talking about Rule 5, or you're getting to that point. You had been in the org for 5 years with the Braves, and when are you going to be a big leaguer? And so I remember you came in, you threw, and you were just, I need to work on this, I need to work on that. Long story short, you tried it out for like a week, I think, or a couple days, right?
Yeah.
And then we got to work, and that off season finished off. You went back. We added back a slider, right?
Yeah,
Makeshift
yeah.
slider. And your velo ticked up just a hair, and then you went and got traded at the trade deadline, right, to the Rockies. And then what was your day? September what? That you debuted?
8th.
September 8th.
Yeah, actually, yeah, 8th.
The 8th you debuted in the big leagues against the Giants.
I think it was actually the 9th. I got called
9th?
up. Yeah.
Okay.
Either 8th or 9th.
8th or around there. September. You got your September call-up to the bigs.
Yeah.
You,
I still don't even remember that day.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah.
Crazy. So in 23 in your time in the bigs, 8.2 innings, 3 walks, 12 Ks. The ERA, what was it? You remember off the top of your head?
Like 8 something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
horrible. Getting raked. But a lot of Ks. Okay. Then you came home last off season, and different, because now we have Fred. We were obviously together, just you and I, and then Fred comes in. You go back out to 2024, 73 innings, 0.2 innings. Not going to take that away from you. 65 big league Ks, 37 walks, and you led the league in rookie appearances out of the bullpen, and that's the hardest you've ever thrown.
Yeah.
And here we are now, top 5 percentage of MLB reliever velocity, and we're excited for what's coming in 2025. So with that intro,
heck yeah, let's go.
you're a fucking guy.
Yeah,
let's keep it going, right?
Yeah, let's keep going, yeah.
So just getting right into it, like, what was the process like leading up to the trade with the Rockies? Like, we were working together, whatever. When you go back, you were feeling better. I remember you making a point about that they were telling you that your metrics were better on your fastball, I believe, and then just like your body overall. But like for you, what was that process like?
During the trade?
Leading up to the trade. So spring training, pitching in double and triple A.
No, I felt really good. Didn't have, quite a good spring training that year. Trying to be too perfect, and I'm not that type of guy. I'm the type of guy that just goes after hitters and, just attack, and that's it. And I was trying to just be too perfect. They told me I was going to double A. Was in double A for a while, shoved. And I thought I was going to get out of there. I thought they were going to call me up, and then just left me there and got traded. Rockies got me, and I was in double A for about 2 weeks, and then called me up to triple A, and then debuted in September. Yeah.
So when they traded you, though, did you get that feeling like, this is it? Like, I think I'm going to break this year.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, for sure. Like, if I keep doing what I'm doing, like, I don't see why I wouldn't get called up.
Yeah.
Because I was having a great year, throwing really hard and punching out a lot of tickets. So I felt confident. I was like, I have a new opportunity, a team that's gonna give me an opportunity because they're trading for me, and so meaning they like you, and so you have more of an opportunity to show and prove like what type of pitcher you are, and so that's kind of. I was happy about that, and also too, like, I was grateful for the Braves as well for like the development, because I was with them for 5 years, or 6, and then so it was like a bittersweet type of thing, and so yeah, I mean, it worked out like how it's supposed to. So.
Yeah, for sure.
How was like the overall process and development path right after the draft, all the way to getting traded? Like, how much did Victor Vodnik change during that 4 or 5 years process with the Braves organization?
Of that development?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just have put on a lot more weight on mechanics. I learned a lot of new things. I learned a lot in those 5 years with the Braves when it comes to analytics and just like taking care of my body. Because before 22, right, I was doing everything on my own, working out, doing their program, and it worked out for a while, and then kind of needed a I feel like when I got with AOP, you guys helped me out with the workout plan, workout program, and arm care, and just the pitching side of things. It's just like, I don't know, I kind of just felt like I just took off a little bit, had that support. That was a really, really big part of it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I learned the most last year in the bigs for my first full year than I've learned in those 5 years.
I mean, it's a different.
It's just a different ball game.
Yeah. And I want to ask you if you can point at one person or that you feel that help you the most to prepare yourself to be a big leaguer in the future in the Brave organization. Who was that person and why?
A specific person in that organization?
Yeah, like the person that you feel like it prepares you or it helped you the most or impact a little bit more your career to be a big leaguer. So
there's a lot of history with the Braves, obviously. So like there's a lot of different guys. Like Kaneko Tex, he was my pitching coach, and then Matt Tuiasosopo, he was our manager. Like those guys, they were my first ever big league pitching coach and manager. Not big league, I mean pitching coach and manager pro ball. And so they helped me out a lot. I learned a lot with the new coordinators that came in, like Paul Davis and those guys, and this overall, like everybody there, they do a pretty good job of like communicating things with you and teaching. They didn't really teach me too much. They just kind of told me, throw a four-seam fastball because it's electric. Like I have a good vertical approach angle, and that's when I learned about vertical approaching. I had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
Learning more about the vert and horizontal and spin rate, all that, and so and also like where to locate my fastball where my stuff plays. That's where I learned how to throw analytically. So that was, I think that helped me in my career. And then when I got traded with the Rockies, I kind of learned how to pitch more so everywhere, like hit every spot, down and away, down and in, like with every pitch, every be more of a pitcher than it is a thrower. Yeah. So I mean, I kind of got those two, and I kind of mixed them up together, and that's kind of like what you got now, what you see now. So it's we're still in that process of developing what's to come in 2025, and I'm excited for it. Like I'm ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Like you were saying earlier, like I'm starting to look more of my like a pitcher. Yeah. So like. And I feel that way too.
Great, that's part of it.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask a whole different. I want to lead this conversation for a little bit into a whole different conversation. We're talking about baseball right now, but at the same time, you're a public figure. You're an athlete. A lot of people actually follow you, and they want to see who's Victor. They want to know who's Victor. They want to know a little bit of that shy person that step on the mound every game, late innings, and they just look like a villain, like this badass person and all that. But in reality, you're a shy guy and all that. Tell me a little bit, who's Victor Vodnik, where you come from, your family, how's your family, your circle, people that have been impacting your life through your childhood, you know, all the way to be the guy, the man that you are right now, your wife and all those persons, like your family. Talk me about a little bit of Victor Vodnik, his histories and all that.
Yeah. I grew up with a big family. I was born in Whittier.
How many are you guys?
There's 8 of us total. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And you're the what?
I'm the third oldest.
Okay.
Yeah. Third oldest. So 6 boys, 1 girl. 7 boys, 1 girl. Sorry. 7 boys, 1 girl. Yeah. And I'm the third oldest. So yeah, I come from a big family. Yeah, my dad always had us in baseball at a young age, and it was my dad's, passion. He loved the game. Taught us the game, obviously, and pushed us to play ball. And yeah, I kind of kept going with it, and it turned out to be pretty good, successful. So that's it.
Out of every single try of 7 boys, one have to be.
One got to make it, right? Yeah, for sure. My dad freaking was there at every game. He was my coach. And yeah, but wouldn't be where I'm at without him. So yeah, I'm very grateful for him, and also my mom too. My mom's support and everything.
And you were talking about like something yesterday about who was Victor in school. That something that you were talking about. You gotta talk about like who was Victor in school and all that. Like, yeah, it's fun. It's interesting though.
No, yeah.
So where were you committed to school?
It's gonna be Cal State Northridge.
Okay. 4.0 student?
No, not a 4.0 student. I only cared about playing sports at that time, and that's pretty much it. That was it, just baseball. And so I did bare minimum to get to be able to play baseball in high school, which I regret.
Why?
That's like one of my biggest regrets, honestly, is not taking school seriously. Why? Just because it would have been better. I would have had more opportunities if I would have just took school seriously. And it's high school. High school's not tough. I mean, all you got to do is do your homework, and you get all B's. And I wouldn't do homework. I would just go play baseball or do something else, and just I don't know. I wouldn't. That wasn't my main focus, and so I regret that. But as soon as I realized that, hey, I have the potential to do something, make this an actual career, I jumped on my grades right away. So like senior year of high school, I had more A's and B's. But by that time, it was already kind of a little too late. But I still got, the opportunity to be committed with Northridge. They helped me out a little bit, and so I'm grateful to them, and it ended up getting drafted. So, it worked out. But I could have went to a university if I would have had better grades, full scholarship, everything. Could have played a couple years there, throwing 100 there at that school, and then some. You never know. No, it all works out though. You never know.
Yeah.
I could have also gotten hurt, and my career could have been over.
It's part of it.
I feel like
it's part of it.
So we talk about this a lot. Sorry to cut you off. Like I'm listening to you guys go back and forth, and all I think about is unicorn. How we've talked about this, and how you just like have figures in sports. Period. Baseball, we could talk about that. You throw 100. You do things that guys. It doesn't matter how hard they train. They will never be you. And so, when did Victor realize truly, like, you know what? I have something different. Like I see my brothers, or I saw my brothers, I see my teammates, I see these other guys that I'm playing with, and I'm sure you played with other guys that got drafted in travel ball or scout ball or whatever, but like,
yeah.
When did that click? I know you said junior year, but like, do you have you remember exactly a time or like?
Yeah. So, I mean, growing up, I've always, thought that I had, I was very athletic, and I felt there was something special about me because I could literally pick up anything, do anything with any sport, and I could be pretty decent at it, pretty good at it. And so, like, everything kind of came natural. But when it comes to throwing, there were a lot of kids that I grew up playing with that threw as hard as I did, and I don't know. I think, I worked my butt off because my goal back in the days was to just make varsity as a freshman. That was like my main goal. It's like I got to make varsity as a freshman. Work out. So I would work out in middle school. I would work out early in the morning before school.
In middle school?
In middle school.
Wow.
Work out. I'll wake up at 5, 6, wake out, go hit the weights real quick. Wow. My dad would always have weights for us and everything because, he wanted us to get stronger too for baseball. So he had everything ready, everything for us. And so I would go back there by myself just lifting and try to get big, get ready to go. And then once, high school came along, I made the team like I wanted to. I was starting shortstop. So it was a big accomplishment for me back then, and kind of just kept going after that. Like I wanted to be the top player, the best player on the team. I wanted to be the best player in the league, like the best. So just always having those high expectations. I always had those high expectations for myself. And I don't know. I think that's kind of what was ingrained within me when with my dad. Like my dad's always been the one pushing me to be like that. Like you got to be the best, basically. Like you got to be super flexible, super strong. You got to do all that. Try new things, see what works for you, what doesn't. Use what works for you, and that's kind of like the main thing that I would say has helped my career. Is like whatever works, you got to just run with it, go with it. Don't get stuck doing things that don't work for you. And I feel like that's what's helped me with my development process to become better. Yeah.
Who do you think Victor Vodnik would be without your dad? Where would Victor have gone, veered off, or would you have even played baseball? Or like, let's just say all your brothers still played and everything, but like, answer that question for me.
Without my dad, I don't know. Probably play football. Probably be a quarterback in the NFL right now. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding.
I was like,
I don't know. Honestly, like I said, I didn't take school serious. So like for me, like I don't know. I would have been probably like a mess up maybe or whatever. I don't know. But I've always. It's weird though. Not even with the baseball. I've always been that way with my dad. So if my dad wasn't there, I wouldn't be that way, right? So I mean, I don't know where I would be right now without him. I really don't. It's hard to even think about. Yeah, it's pretty tough.
You talk about that you always had high expectations and all that. And with high expectation comes pressure and all that. Those high expectation, those pressure and all that, it did put you on a bad position mental-wise, like you were trying to do too much, you were not enjoying the process, or it actually helped you to push yourself even more and more and more and try to match up those expectations?
No, I love being in those situations. Even ever since I was a kid too. It was just weird. Like honestly, like because I've had a lot of there's a lot of times I was really skinny and smaller. Obviously as a kid, and so there was a lot of travel ball teams, especially. Like I'll go play on a team and pitch well or play shortstop, and then but like I would do well, I would play well, but that they wouldn't put me in for whatever reason, and I ended up going to like a different travel ball team, and just ended up like pitching versus my rival travel ball team. Just that competitiveness, and just I don't know. I've always kind of been like that. Just live for those moments. I pitch better bases loaded than I do with nobody on. Like I know it's weird for me. Like I love to be in those situations. I feel like I'm at my best when I'm in those situations.
All right. What was the process as a kid? Because you were very, very young when you got drafted. What was that process off the field wise with your family, with yourself, with your advisor and all that leading up to the draft?
It was crazy. It was a crazy process because I told my dad junior year, because we had a college scout. I forgot what scout came to watch some kid pitch like that was pitching on the other opposing team, and I ended up pitching that day, and he had the radar gun, and I think he was there getting the other kid, and then he saw how hard I was throwing. Let me see how hard this kid's throwing, and I think hit like 92, 93. And I think I was a junior or whatever, and so I was like 92, 93. I mean that's pretty good for a freaking high school kid, right? So I told my dad, I was like, hey man, I was like all these guys are going to the JOs, like it's my off season. I got to do something. Like let's find a team, scout team, or do something. Let's go out and I want to get seen. I want to get my name out there. And so that's what he did. He emailed a bunch of scout ball teams. Chuck Fick with the SoCal Giants. They were the only ones that responded. The email kind of went like this. Like when my dad sent it out, it was like, I got my son. He's 15 or 16 years old, 165 pounds, throwing 93. And so I'd imagine other coaches looking at them like, yeah, right. Like, this guy's crazy. 5'10", 5'11". I was like, yeah, this guy's nuts. But they took a chance. Like, yeah, come down. Let's we'll throw a bullpen, see what he's got. And then I went through a bullpen. First, second pitch, they were like, oh, he's good. Like he's on the team. Like they'll bring him out next week at a tournament or whatever. Or we had a match. And then that's how it kind of all started. Honestly, I got more, my name out there, and more scouts were watching me and saying, "Who the heck is this kid from Rialto? Who the heck? Like, where did this kid come from?" So then, senior year, they do my very first game. There was like 100 MLB scouts like out there and just there to watch me pitch, and it was crazy to see that. I was like, wow. And then after I was done pitching, all of them just got up, just took off. I was like, well, they're literally there just watching me.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, whoa, like that's crazy. Yeah, that's when I realized, like, wow, like I could freaking do this. I just got to keep working. Yeah, it was wild. That draft process was wild. I didn't even talk to any Brave scout. I don't think I talked to any Brave. Well, Kevin Martin. I talked to Kevin Martin. But like in-home visits, usually they come to your house and interview you and see, kind of get to know the kid, kind of see what kind of head on his shoulders he had. Let's see if he has a good head on his shoulder. And the Braves didn't show up at all. There was a bunch of other teams that did, and they didn't really show up. They kind of just picked me too. They didn't really call. Mm-hmm. So I was really shocked to get picked by them. So.
And the next question is it's crazy because our mentioning unicorn. The reality is that you have an special talent. You know that. We know that. Think everyone on the business knows that you have an special talent. But at the same time, once you're signed, once you're in a pro organization, I would say more than 50-60% of the guys have the same talent as you. And you being with the same team for 5 years, something like that. And, through that period of time, there's a lot of process. There's a lot of up and downs into that process. It was any moment, though, that you thought, oh, I'm probably not going to make it, or I'm struggling with this, or maybe, oh, shit, this is too hard, blah, blah, blah. Even having the talent that you have.
Yeah. There was when I had multiple injuries. So 19 I had blisters. 20 we didn't have a season because of COVID. 21 I had a tricep strain. 22 I had a latch my subscap. Mm-hmm. So I was like, dude, am I really gonna is this really good? Was it am I gonna get hurt and just my career's gonna be done? What's going on? That was my main thing. My health. That's always been my thing. It's I know I got it. Honestly, it's a gift from God. What I'm doing, how hard I throw. I feel like that's what a lot of other guys have to. It's like a gift from God, just to be able to throw that hard, your body be able to do that. And so, yeah, the injuries were my biggest concern of whether it me making it or not. That was what my concerns were. And 22, that's when I started working with you guys. Mm-hmm. And then we had the arm care program. And then 23, I had a full freaking healthy season. Debuted, was awesome. Last year, pretty much full healthy season. Towards the end, I got used. I pitched a lot last year.
Yeah.
So
well, we see it coming. That's fine.
I feel like we saw that coming a little bit. I try to prevent as much as possible, but my body wasn't used to that. So it could only handle so much. But now we're prepared for that for this year. Right?
100%.
Exactly. So you should live and learn, and so that was the only time I felt my health, that's my main thing, and so but we cleared that up. Mm-hmm. Other than that, not really. Like, honestly, because I'm always been that competitor trying to go after guys, and also I have that gift of throwing hard. So, like, I've also worked hard, too. I feel like that's a lot of things that, people don't really, give credit for. Like, yeah, there's guys that are gifted out there, but there's also guys that are gifted and work their butts off to freaking be where they're at,
Yeah.
I feel like that's the difference. The game changer is that, because there's guys that are gifted and don't work hard, and they don't make it. They're like, oh, well, I could have made it if I would have done this or done that, But the guys that are gifted and that could actually that are working hard, try to get better. I feel like those are the guys you hear more. They're way more success.
Yeah, and especially like at this level of competition into the business, there's a lot of guys that are willing to do whatever it takes to catch up the best of their talent to being able to play at the highest level possible. So there's a bunch of guys that has talent, God-given, talent just like you, but they think that that's all. That's it. They don't need to work as hard as the other guys. These guys that maybe don't have that, working with the dedication, with the work ethic, with the time, with the effort, bro, they're gonna catch you up.
100%.
Bro, they're gonna catch you up. I mean, you're there. I mean, I can tell from our period working together, that you have the talent, but at the same time, it's like you like to work. You like to challenge yourself to be how good can you be in any moment. That is good. But why though? Why you have that personality to try to be as good as you can in every single moment? We know that you're a real competitor.
Yeah. You
like to be competitive and all that. But what do you want to be in this business, this game, in life?
Yeah. I mean, what drives me is I want to be a Hall of Famer. It's not just making it to the big leagues, and I want to be the best reliever, closer, start, whatever it is. Like, I want to be the best at it. I've always had that ingrained in me, whether it's doing something else. Like, I feel like if I was doing baseball and I was doing something else, I would want to be the best at it too. You know what I mean? Regardless of the money or whatever it is. Like, I care about being the best, striving for greatness. That's my thing. So I think that's what pushes me. That's what I want to be, is literally the best.
Yeah, and so adding on to that, now we've spent this time together, you and I, and then now with Fred for your whole first, big league season. What do you think AOP has done in addition to you and your special talent to help you take steps in that direction to achieve those goals? What do you think AOP has done in that?
I feel like you guys have allowed me to be able to stay healthy and be able to pitch and do what I want to do from the health standpoint, and from also getting stronger. And that's which those things are huge. Like, a lot of people don't really take that too serious. Like, I feel like those are the main things that kids out there should be worried about, like their health and getting stronger, and lifting the correct way, and kind of knowing your body. And I feel like you guys have helped me out with that, with staying healthy, getting stronger, and that's have made a big difference for me, especially with also the pitching standpoint too. Like Freddie freaking came in here, and it was a trip listening to you, because everything that you told me, I've either heard before or haven't heard. I've learned a lot from you, and you're really good at coaching too. You're good at explaining things, and just very next pitch you'll tell me to do something, hold it a different way, or feel this, or do that. Very next pitch, boom, perfect, just bam, just
game changer.
You can see it with your eyes. It's just
Yeah, it is.
You have a gift, bro. Honestly, you have a good coaching gift.
Thank you.
Honestly, bro.
I appreciate that, because
we've talked about that with coaching too.
No,
right?
and
you can tell when somebody has a gift, or if they're just actually being a cookie cutter type of, oh, do this, do that. You're not like that. You're oh, this guy has a certain special something with this body part, or this whatever, whether it's the scap separation, or shoulder hip separation, whatever it is. How to teach it, if they're more vertically, if they're more rotational, how to.
Yeah, it is
and that's awesome to have, bro.
And I do feel saying as you, just someone just saw that in me when I was a player, and I was not even expecting to be a coach. But even my teammates, they were always asking me questions. They were always trying to be next to me, learning about the game. So I was with the lack of talent that I had, I was really decent, I would say, as a player. But I don't know if it's only because I was able to perform with the talent that I have every time into the game, and the way that I was with them and all that, they were like treating me like I was a coach, and they were making jokes about that. But at the same time, like you say, I knew, and someone told me that I was talented. For to be a coach. I had the it. But at the same time, someone told me that you need to work your ass to really be good at what you can be. And that's it. And I did it for so many years. I was the first person waking up in the morning, and I was the last person going out of the office every day, studying, seeing guys, analyzing this, doing my thing and enjoying it, taking risks. We were talking with Alex in another podcast that I stand right next to the batter's ball. I do it with you all the time, and you throw 100. And you might say, why not scared? It is like, yes, but at the same time, it's like, fuck it. If I have to do it for the sake of Victor Vodnik to be the best version of himself, I'm going to do it. Because at the end of the day, it's what it takes to be great. It is what it takes. And I challenge myself. I got hit. Not only one, I would say multiple times. But it is what it is.
Not by me.
Not by you.
Come on.
Not by you. If I got hit by you, I probably wouldn't be speaking like this.
No, I was just playing.
Be eating out of a tube.
Yeah, they told me about that.
So yes, thank you for that. But because I was about to ask you, like, you want to be the best. Do you feel that you're working with the best?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all I want to hear from any player that I work with.
Yeah.
Feel confidence that they're working with a person that is the best on helping them to become the best. And that's it.
Yeah.
And even more than that, do you feel that we actually care about you as a
100%.
person?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, you guys are like my support group team, like when it comes to baseball. Well, not even baseball, anything, too.
Yeah.
I feel like I could come to you guys with anything, and that's huge to have in your corner. Not a lot of guys have that. Very rare, actually. You guys heard with, different agents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, they were telling you guys, like, that's, like, they were telling me, like, I'm very lucky to have that,
Yeah, all the time.
And I am very lucky for that. So I thank you guys for that, too. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Of course. And for me, to give me, before Fred came, just the chance, and it's like, I'm very big on God, and I know you are too, and like divine intervention. And like, I always tell everybody the story that I used to say when I hire someone as a joke, because I never thought it actually happened. I want to hire a guy from the Dominican who's kind of like me, who's like my age, who can come in and change the game. Someone that comes from the industry, because I didn't coach in the minor leagues, in the big leagues, and then it just God put Fred in front of me, and we met and we hit it off, and now here we are. And it's like, look at the year you had. Yeah. The information and like you guys were saying, I don't need to repeat it. It's just, but thank you, because we wouldn't be sitting here without that, and I think it paid off for everybody.
For sure. Yeah.
It's been awesome to watch. And I want to pivot from there, kind of take a step back talking about that. Like, so, we meet, you get traded, all this stuff. And then it's like, boom, I can vividly remember when you texted me, hey, Art, I got the call to the bigs. How did it feel for Victor Vodnik, though?
Man,
walk us through all of it. I know you probably blacked out, but walk us through that.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, so it's funny because the night before, I was put in a closing save situation.
Yeah.
And I freaking give up a bomb, homer, lose the game, walk off. I'm like,
my God.
Man. I was like, no. Like, happens, right? Happens in baseball. But in my head, I'm like, damn, I got to work extra hard. I got to make sure I shove these next couple days. Like, I got to, so I can, maybe get a shot to be able to pitch
again.
The bigs. Like, that's always my mentality when things like that happen. And so I'm like, dang, I'm freaking out. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, let's, wash that, drain it, and focus on the next day. Because that's, short-term memory pitchers are the best pitchers. When you can forget, outing that,
100%.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was a Tuesday. I went in. I was playing went out, played catch. I came back in before the game. Sat on the training room table. I was waiting to get work done. I was playing chess on my phone because I was next in line to get work done. We had one trainer, so that's how it is usually in the minors. You get one or two trainers. And so sitting down, waiting to get work done, and then Pilo comes. He was our manager. He comes in and says, "Hey Vic, let me talk to you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And so
what did you think at that moment, though?
I was like, "Damn, no way they're setting me down right now. No way." I was like, "No way they're about to set me down right now, man. No, after that homer, dang, no way." And then sits me down. And then Mitch was there too, pitching coach, and he was like, "Yeah, you're going to the show, kid. Like, that's just like that. It's like you're going to the show. Like, first he asked me, how's your family? Like, your family with you? Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, my family's with me." "Your car's here?" "Yeah, my car's here." "Okay. Is there any way they could, ship your car out? You need help?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, well, you're going to the show, kid. Like, I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Damn." Like, I was just speechless. Like, "Oh, okay, cool, thank you." Like, yeah. So it was crazy. It was crazy. The first person I called was my dad, and then my mom, and then I texted everybody. I texted you guys, and it was wild. It was really. I got emotional when I called my mom, because my mom's really emotional. She calls me and she's like, "No effing way!"
Yeah.
Like, she's like on the verge of crying, and I was like, "Yeah, Mom, all right, I gotta go." All right, bye.
Yeah.
So but it was cool.
Okay, but so you have all those texts and those calls, and I'm sure your phone blew up when they put it on social media. But did you ever have a moment where you sat alone or with Monse and the girls, or whatever, but where you sat and thought, like, I'm a big leaguer? Like, it hit you? Or
yeah, no, it happens. It still happens to this day. I still sit down, like, damn, like, babe, like, we had a full year in the bigs. Like, that's not a lot of people can say that. Like, that's, like, we're very grateful. Like, it's still, it's like, wow, I cannot believe, like, and then I get like those Facebook freaking like 2 years ago from today or 3 years ago. I see, like, I was doing plumbing. I was doing
see your baby ass face like on the
oh, wow, like this is crazy. It's just life changing. It's
life changing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. And so what's been your favorite part though about being a big leaguer? Like, 1, 2, give us whatever you want to say. What's been your favorite part?
What's different? What's different out there?
Just competing, the level of that competitive. That's probably like one of my favorite things. Get your own private plane, right, with the team plane. The hotels are better, the food's better, everything's just much better. It's just it's really crazy, But it's also like you can't really get caught up in all that either. You know what I mean? Because you still got a job to do. You still got to work your butt off. Like, that's the thing. Like, about when you finally make it there. Now the hardest thing to do is stay there. It's hard to make it there. It's even harder to stay there. And so I feel like you can't really get too caught up in all those cool things that come with it, because then that kind of distracts you from what you actually got to do, which is your job. You got to work hard. You got to keep going. So that's like, one of my main focuses on, like, it's cool, but it's like, what can I do to get better? That's kind of like what it is for me. Like, so.
Yeah. How different is the ball game from a player perspective? Because I know what a different look like as a coach perspective, but as a player though, if like reviewing your A ball game, your double A ball game, the triple A ball game, and now being a big leaguer, what is the difference?
So the difference is like, I'll put it like this, like, you ever go and you play versus a team and you see like all these kids really good. There's like 1 or 2 good players in there that are, that guy's nasty, right? It's like the same thing, but everybody's nasty. Like, everybody's really good. You know what I mean? So it's like that's the difference. Like, you'll go in double A, triple A, you have a few prospects there. Like, I got to watch out for this guy, watch out for this guy. It's like you get to the big leagues, it's like watch out for all these guys. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, No, so yeah, so like that's kind of the difference. Is like, but you still gotta obviously, be like in my mentality is like doesn't matter who the heck you are. I don't give a shit who you are. Otani, Teoscar, I don't care.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Teoscar a little bit later.
Yeah.
But because it was last year was
Teoscar.
a funny year overall for you and AOP, because we put on a work through the off season for a period. We prepare you to do something, and before you leave to spring training, you were like, I feel ready and all that, and you got raped during spring training before so many different. We don't have to talk about all that, but you got raped, and people, these guys, this guy, you're gonna talk about your perspective, but this guy was cheating on his pets about wondering that Victor is gonna make the opening day roster, yes or not. And I was like, chill, bro.
I couldn't sleep.
And what was my answer all the time?
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fine, but I didn't believe him. And it's like, we had barely been working together, and like, it's not that I didn't trust his opinion, but it's just like what my eyes were telling me was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like you or like, it wasn't even really.
Nah, dude, I was pitching like crap, bro.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that it wasn't that I thought, oh, you weren't good enough anymore. It was just like, fuck, like. This time is so shit.
Yeah.
Like, why is this happening right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
And like, I was just asking him, like, what could be going different? Like, fuck, it's just horrible. And then, all
right, talk about your perspective.
Yeah, I could, dude, when you're playing the crap, you know what I mean? So like, for me, it was kind of like the same thing with when I talked about, in 23 when I was in spring training, I didn't do well. It was kind of the same thing. I didn't do well at 24. It's kind of the same thing. I noticed that I was trying too hard. Like, it doesn't sound weird, but like trying to hit a spot, trying to, you know what I mean? Trying to locate. It's like throwing darts. Like I'm not like that. I'm not that type of guy. I'm just kind of just like, here it comes, let's go. And like just subconsciously, I'll look at the glove and hit it. Mm-hmm. So when I try to actually hit a spot, it's gonna sound weird, but when you try to actually hit a spot, like it's like you're trying to be too perfect, right? So like. That's what happened early on in spring training. I was just trying too hard, and I was getting roped off of. I got behind the counts and got to hitters counts, and I had to throw a fastball right there.
Your fucking slider.
Yeah, not throwing the slider. Yeah, no, I wasn't mixing up. I was throwing nothing but fastballs mainly. Like, wasn't really locating my slider, changeup. Trying too hard because I got behind in the count a lot because I was behind in the count, so I threw more fastballs because I was like, I have to. That's the pitch I could throw for a strike. Like. Whenever I want, that's how I felt, at the time, because I was trying too hard. I couldn't figure out the slide. I was like, what the heck's going on? And then the last 2 weeks or the last week, I was like, screw this, bro. Like, let's just go. Let's just pitch. Let's just throw. Like,
how was that moment that they tell you?
It was good. I started hitting my spots. It was weird. I just started hitting my spots. Wasn't trying to hit my spot. I was obviously trying subconsciously. Just like hitting the glove, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like I'm very visual. So like wherever the catcher's glove is, that's kind of where that area I'm gonna throw it. So like I like to see high targets if I'm gonna throw high, like low targets when you want it down. And so at times I was trying to hit those targets and not just looking and throwing and doing my thing. And then I started to be more successful. I started hitting my spots better. I was throwing better sliders. Changeup was better. Everything was. All my stuff started to come together at the end there. And then
the last couple of days.
And the last couple of days, they called me in and said, hey, you made the team. And I was like, my wife told me too, she's like, I did not think you were going to make the team. Like, I thought you were going to AAA for sure. Like, I was like, oh, man. I was like, no, yeah. I was like, I thought the same thing too. I was like, I'm gonna be starting off at AAA. I have to work my ass. I'll get to the big as soon as possible. Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, I didn't show that I could perform right. No, I mean, that's what I felt early on.
Are you guys gonna really tell me that I was the only one believing that shit? Like, chill, like, don't worry about it?
I mean, I knew like I had a chance to make the team. Like, I know, like I have nasties. I have really good stuff. And I have that mentality to just go after guys, like that bulldog mentality. Like I have that. Like I know my mentality is there without a doubt. Like my stuff's there without a doubt. It's just me. I tend to whenever I try to be too perfect, that's when I struggle. That's always, it's always been like that. And so that's been a big thing for me, even last year. Like I just catching that right away. Yeah. I get too quick. I'll get too quick, try to be too perfect. And so like me learning to be more calm, composed, like keeping that poise, having that putting that good poise, and just being nice and relaxed and just going after guys, like that's when I pitched at my best. Like I don't know what it is about those high leverage situations that I come in and I just feel the most calm and relaxed. Like I just feel like I was born to be in this position. That's what it feels. That's literally what it feels like. It's crazy.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
And then and it's crazy how we can literally tell that how you make this, you click the switch from spring training mode to opening day game. We went out there and you were like, all right, blah, blah. And I tell you, hey, can you do me a favor? Throw 3 fucking sliders in a row.
Yeah. Well, I got to punch you.
Yeah,
you did.
Punch you 3 times.
Yeah. You guys got rates, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And probably because of that, they put the rookie Victor Vodnik into the game. And you start boom, boom, boom. And you throw 3 sliders in a row. I was like, all right, thank you, kid. Clap back. No runs. Not even a walk, I say. It was a walk one.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was
maybe
one
like
walk.
Hits, right?
No hits. And I was like, great.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And after that, it was like something click for a few weeks that you just like keep the same thing on and on and on.
I think that's what it was. The spring training, that was like a big like moment that when I learned, I was like, dude, like I don't have to, since I'm like cocky-ish, but whatever, like I don't have to try as hard as I'm trying. I just got to just go out there, compete, and that's it. And like kind of have fun, like just go get after guys, like get after it. And that's what I did during the season. Like the beginning of the season, I was like, let's freaking go. Have that mentality. I'm gonna go after you. Like you can't touch my stuff. I don't care who you are. Like that's what you have to have. Like I respect the crap out of those guys. Like it's hard to hit. It's hard to hit in that league, and it's crazy seeing them because I've watched them growing up. Like all those big names and those all-stars. It's like crazy to see. But you can't think that way as a player. You got to think like I deserve to be here. I'm better than you. Like I'm the freaking guy. Let's go. Like, and that's exactly how my mentality was, and yeah, it was pitched pretty well.
Okay, now we're gonna go to the funny moment of the season.
So this went pretty viral when Victor came in against the Dodgers. They had up to that point 4-run inning. The score was 9-8 in the 9th inning.
Yeah,
and you had to face Teoscar Hernandez. So I'm going to go ahead and pass you the iPad, and you're just going to watch it live. And I want you to commentate on this at-bat against Teoscar. And you can let us know, how you were feeling, why you thought it was a good idea or not a good idea.
No.
So,
oh man,
go ahead.
All right, let's see.
So you got to swing and miss. Let me start it right here. And swing and miss right there.
Yeah. See, that was painted though. That was down and away painted.
Yeah. Okay.
Really good pitch. It was 1-2 count. Yeah.
Whether in blue or purple. To its feet. 2 on, 2 out the top of the 9th. 1-2.
Oh man. That's crazy.
Can't believe it. The Rocky dugout is
Oh my gosh.
arms.
He went.
Oh, 100% he went. Oh my gosh.
Man, it looked like he went from where I'm here.
Do you hear the whole crowd too?
yes.
Everybody knew.
Everyone.
That's right.
Their dugout knew
But
too.
you know what though? This was a
Cave guy.
the Cave was fired up. Yeah, that's my boy Cave, man. He's a good dude. Yeah, he had my back. Bud Black had my back too. I think that's what got me pumped up more, and I was like, you know what? Let's go freaking fastball here. Which was
I'm being sarcastic.
which was a mistake though. That was the learning process.
Yeah.
That for me. That was huge. That was my first opportunity. Actual.
2-2.
Yeah. That wasn't painted. That was middle. Yeah.
101.
Yeah, 101. Yeah.
And so,
Nah, that wasn't painted though. So the pitch
Yeah.
before that was down and away, great spot, swing right through it.
yeah.
But honestly, like I was thinking slider here next pitch, and then I was like, nah, screw that, let's go. Like I got pumped up because all those things, all the emotions and everything were running through me. And Bud Black had my back, and I was like, yeah, my manager. When your manager has your back,
Yeah.
you get pumped up. But you also got to learn how to let all that go and remember the sequencing or what happened, and to hit your freaking spots. And so, like, for me, like, I should have seen that, read that swing. That ball was nowhere near the zone. That ball was way above his head.
And he was
trying to swing. He was cheating on a fastball. I was expecting a fastball, and I gave him a fastball, and I threw it basically right down the middle.
Yeah.
And the 101 doesn't matter how hard you throw, man. If it's right down the middle, they're going to hit it. So it was a learning experience for me. Then after that, though, what happened after that?
Yeah.
I went on a freaking,
Yeah. And I will say, even if you paint it down and away, he will hit that shit over the right field wall or anyway. Because he was cheating on that.
Yeah, he was cheating. Yeah, he was cheating on it. Yeah.
If you look at the check swing, he was clear that he was cheating on that. And big league hitters,
for sure.
once they're like sitting on something and they can put a good swing in the strike zone, they will do it, especially if we're sitting on something.
Yeah.
So I was watching the game, I was like, okay, I see the momentum. I was like, no. Saw your face like, nope, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't throw another fastball.
I got pumped up,
and
man.
I saw your face like, holy shit, he's going to throw another fastball and even harder right now. You did it, bam.
Yeah, I did it. Boom, homer.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Unreal.
But it was funny, though. That's
Like for me, like, it's a learning experience. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he swung, man. He should have been a punchy. Should have won. We should have, had that save.
Yeah.
But that's something you got to like clear it right away. You know what I mean? You got to clear it right away. Okay, screw it. He didn't swing. Let it go. Next pitch. Here we go.
Yeah.
What happened? He swung at it. That ball was nowhere near the zone. He's check swing. Okay.
Yeah.
He's expecting fastball. Throwing fastballs at him. At 100, he's gonna freaking sit fastball. You have to.
Yeah.
In order to catch up to 100, you have to cheat 100.
Exactly.
And so, yeah.
What do you got for Teoscar?
What do I got for Teoscar? I'm coming for you, bro. I'm coming for you.
Got that rematch.
Yeah, I got that rematch. We got you.
His back with the same uniform and all that, and you love to face the Dodgers. And all that. I think you.
I can't wait. I can't wait to face that lineup.
You love to face the Dodgers. You guys.
Oh man, I can't wait to face that lineup. Yeah. Like I said, I love to compete, and I love to be in those situations, and that's how you become a better player, overall. So,
All right.
and that's the thing. One of the things that I've learned the most last year is like learning to let go of those situations, be more calm and composed, and that's like I was kind of battling with that all early on, last season, and I feel like I did a better job with it, come towards the end of the season, which is good. I improved, and so I'm it's good to learn that now early in my career so that I could
100%.
be ready to go next time that happens to me. I'll be ready for that situation if it comes again.
When it comes again.
When it comes again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be better or different this year than last year as a pitcher?
Yeah.
Why? What are you gonna do different? What is gonna be different on Victor? Do you think this year? What was your preparation differently this offseason, the last season?
I mean, yeah, we're.
You don't need to talk about details. Just like
No.
okay.
Yeah, you don't need to go
You don't have
details.
to go details.
You guys will see the details.
Yeah,
Just
see the
give us
details.
a broad, We know everything, but
Yeah. No, I mean, just better command overall, and slider's gotten a lot sharper, so that's really, really good. Changeup feels really good.
And we got another secret. Blah blah.
We got another secret coming.
The mental game.
Mental
different.
game's different. We still haven't got into it yet fully until we start facing hitters,
Yeah.
but I want to make sure I keep that the calm and composure, and like make sure I get that refreshed and ingrained so I can be ready to go during the season. So when we start facing live hitters, I could practice that too.
And I have to give it to you. Like last open session that you did the other day here, you show part of that work, mental game, and preparation that you're gonna put up in practice even better, facing live hitter. Probably like it was kind of like, wow, this kid is learning.
Yeah.
This kid is becoming a pitcher with different stuff.
Yeah.
And to add for me too, and I told Fred and like I told you, you know, this is now year 3 of you and I together, and the guy I met that year in 22 and the guy that people are going to see in the show this year is like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know, like you have taken 50 strides forward in this off season specifically, and from 22 it's not even, you're not even the same person, not even in the same world, you know, like we couldn't get you to throw you know, X, Y, and Z consistently, you know. And so props to you, you know, hats off to you and your ability and your buy-in to the work and to what Fred's putting in front of you, you know, and taking risks on stuff. Like, I'm excited for people to see the secret that's coming, you know, and yeah, it's fucking fires me up, you know, fires me up. I love it. You gonna add anything on that?
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
That's it. I'm not gonna mention anything.
Yeah.
People,
I didn't
You'll
know
see.
No.
Hey, you'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
see
come back
what's
to
up.
this.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
we'll do a Zoom call or something, you know, maybe at some point. But yeah, you know, it's just like a lot of fun to have watched this process, you know, and see just everything coming, you know, and into fruition and unfolding for you, and stuff that you and I talked about, and then Fred came into the picture, and now that what we all talk about in your guys' conversations, and it's just all unfolding, you know. And I love it. And like you touched on earlier, that you feel like we're your support system, and I appreciate that, and we both appreciate that, you know, a lot. If you were talking to that high school prospect, Victor Vodnik as a junior, or that prospect in the minor leagues, or that guy stuck in AA or AAA, you know, like, what do you think AOP can provide for them, and what would you just tell to those guys? Some advice, period, you know, overall.
Yeah, I would say, like I said, going back with the health thing, like that was like one of the main things. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're talented. I'm a talented pitcher or whatever, but like the health was always kind of been an issue, little minor things here and there, and that, like coming to work, training with you guys and everything like that, you guys have kept me healthy, and so that's like one of the most important things. I feel like. Another thing too is like, I don't know why I feel like when teams draft, you know, players, I feel like they should teach them, high school players especially, because when you're in college you're a little more developed, you learn your routine a little bit better, and all that. I feel like teams should teach guys that, you know, because I was willing to learn everything about with my health and what to strengthen and what to and I feel like I didn't really learn that too much. I kind of like, as I progressed and, you know, was developing, little injuries happened here and there, and I learned how to rehab those injuries and make them stronger. I feel like I would have learned, if I would have known that beforehand, like before the injury occurred, I could take care of it. You know what I mean? To rehab, or like to prevent anything from happening. Like, I wish I would have known that information beforehand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, prehab.
Prehab. Yeah. So that's like one of the main things. But
what advice would you give to a guy that's there or getting there or stuck like you were? You know, like, what would be some like, make it exact?
Yeah, just you got to keep grinding, keep working. It's a mental game. You know, you're gonna fail. You're gonna feel like you're stuck at sometimes, and you know, if you're, you know, balling out and when you're doing well and you're still in the same place, like, you just gotta have faith in God and faith that, you know, things are gonna happen and go your way. Like, everything happens for a reason. The road that you're put on, it's just a certain path that you're on. It's all for a reason, and that's how I felt in 23 when I was with the Braves. I felt I was doing really well. I thought I was gonna get called up. It didn't happen. Then I got traded out of nowhere, and then the Rockies gave me the opportunity. I'm very grateful for them. And, you know, I just had my first full freaking season, and it just, you know, worked out. So just keep working. Don't let it get to you mentally, and just, you know, keep grinding. That's all it is, to grind in the minors. So,
have you trained in another facility that is not AOP?
Before.
No. Have you trained in another place?
No.
No.
Not like how I am.
Yeah.
I'm like religiously here every day.
Like,
Not like that, but I've gone to like other coaches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
And you know a lot of players as well.
We had a family. This family of 8, right? So we don't have money like that. And at the time, my dad was barely, he started his plumbing business.
Yeah.
We didn't make that much money, so like we were kind of, I wouldn't say like poor, but yeah, basically, you know. And so we couldn't afford any of that. That's why my dad was the coach all the time. You know what I mean? Like, and make the team, little league teams and all that. And my dad would go out and coach us and
players and all that. And let's think that a guy that is in another organization who is a free agent or something would ask you, hey, should I go train in AOP? Would you recommend us, and why is that?
Yeah, 100%.
Why is that? Why would you recommend us? Not like, besides the fact that you train here and all that, why as a professional, as a player,
I feel
would
like
you feel confidence recommending AOP to another professional?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like we're doing things in here that other people aren't doing. Like, I'm not, like I said, like when I was training by myself, I thought I kind of not had it all figured out, and I still don't have it all figured out, but like I thought I was in a good spot. Then I was training here, I realized I was pretty far behind from what I actually needed to be. And so, yeah, even now, like the training that we're doing, I guarantee that most guys aren't doing that, like doing our training, our programs. Like,
Nope.
And you saw like last year, like it works. So, yeah. So I'm excited for this year and 2025.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully you put out everything together and you stay healthy and have fun.
Yeah.
Just fucking have fun, and that's it.
Yeah, just, we're excited. Go out there and be Victor Vodnik, the villain.
Yeah.
Vod, the villain.
Villain, yeah.
Villain Vod, yeah. But thanks for this conversation, Vic. It means a lot, that you're a part of our AOP family and you're at the head of it. And, we're honored to get to work with you. You know that. Your family, and we appreciate everything that you do for us. And we hope we can continue to be everything you need and more for you personally. And cheers to a healthy 2025. And we're excited about you happen, man.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
All right.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you for watching. If you guys are still here, leave a like and subscribe. And we'll talk with you guys soon. Thank you.
Lock the fuck in.